Welcome to Afternoon News. I'm your host, Giovanna Pringolato, and today we're going to be talking about child labor. So, have you heard about child labor? Child labor consists of any form of work, whether or not paid, that deprives children and teens from experiencing things of their age, causing them to work inappropriately. Unfortunately, child labor is very common all around the world. It can happen in the domestic area, in quarries, open markets, dumps, trafficking, prostitution, and mainly agriculture. These are considered some of the worst forms of child labor. So, if child labor is such a major problem in Brazil that affects millions and millions of children, what has the government been doing to fix this problem? The government has been trying to insert programs to end this matter for over 2 decades, including social and cultural programs such as the famous Bolsa Família program to support poor families. But with the start of the pandemic, what was already bad only got worse. According to a survey carried out by UNICEF, it's estimated that more than 80.9 million children will be in child labor by the end of 2022, and 70% of them in rural areas. Despite the efforts, the number of occupied children in Brazil represents almost 25% by UNICEF. It's estimated that more than 80.9 million children will be in child labor by the end of 2022, and 70% of them in rural areas. Despite the efforts, the number of occupied children in Brazil represents almost 25% of the total in Latin America, and it is only estimated that the number will grow.
Did you ever have an experience based on child labor? If so, what happened?
Não, nunca presenciei.
Do you think Brazil has had an improvement on battling child labor?
Sim, devido às leis.
What do you think that motivates children to work even though it's illegal?
A desigualdade, falta de recurso.
Lastly, when a child tries to offer you service on the streets or even ask you for money, what do you do?
Eu costumo ajudar.
Have you ever had an experience based on child labor?
Yes, I had on the news and on the streets, children selling pants and asking for money.
Do you think Brazil has had an improvement on battling child labor?
No, I think due to the pandemic situation, this problem increased.
What do you think that motivates children to work even though it's illegal?
Due to the poverty, the misery, and hunger, mainly caused by the family's unemployment level.
Lastly, when a child tries to offer you service on the streets or even ask for money, what do you do?
I would give money if I have something accessible, but I would rather give some food instead.